Welcome to Julie the Thrifty Designer. Today I thought I would show you how I will plant artificial flowers in some of my outdoor plants, making them look as realistic as possible. I did a video like this about 7 years ago, and I thought maybe I'll do another one just for something new and up and coming and different. So stay tuned and see how these flowers look. Well, I have a planter here, which I'll have to show you. It's just a simple brown, little, I think about a 6-inch terracotta pot that I have hanging on the railing of my front porch. And I'm going to just show you simply what I'm going to do. Now, the flowers I'm using actually are a couple of years old, and I'm doing this on purpose to show you that even weathering for a long period of time, these were more purple and they have faded to this really pretty shade of blue. So I put in a little bit newer one this year to fill it in more. See the difference between the shade of purple and the blue. So this is one that hasn't been faded, and this is one that has. They're just a couple of years old. So I'm using these simple flowers like that, and then a bunch of greenery. And that is the key to making this look really, realistic when we get done. And then I'm going to be popping pops of red. This is also a couple of years old, and I don't spray them with anything. Now, I suppose there's some stuff out there. Now, I'm not familiar with what they are, but there is some sprays I've heard that you can spray on your artificial flowers to keep them from fading in the sun. So I don't know if that really will help. I don't know, but it's worth a try if you find them. But I'm just showing you how my flowers, after a couple of years, this is actually probably the third season of using some of these flowers. And here is an artificial, it's just a simple, they're all kind of bunched together, but it's basically kind of like a hydrangea or a, can't say the name of it. But anyway, so I'm going to use all of these flowers in this pot behind me, and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. So stay tuned. All right, right here, you can see that it is just a simple terracotta pot. Sorry, I'm cutting my head off, but I want to show you what I'm working on more than me. So, and I just simply have it in a thing that's hanging on my porch. It's just like a little wire basket, and it just looks really pretty. So what I'm going to start out with is more of the greenery. The key to making artificial flowers looking realistic is making sure that you have lots of really good greenery, and you want to go at an angle so they hang outward and that they create a nice look. Like this one's kind of spindlier, but I'm going to put it in the middle because it kind of just goes straight up, and it will be a nice filler. That one has been, in the wind and has kind of taken it down a little bit from what it was like. And then we have, I think this is like eucalyptus, and it's just a plastic one. It's a Walmart special I bought 2 or 3 years ago. And all I'm simply doing is just sticking them in and letting them overhang the edge here. And that is what makes those very much so, especially from a distance, look like a real pot of greenery. So far, all I'm doing, and by the way, all it is the dirt. Just the dirt. All so far, it's just a nice amount of just greenery that I'm sticking in there. And then next, let's just start putting in, and I'm going to put those in just so they mix with the greenery. And I kind of fluff them out and fluff them around and let the greenery intermix with it very nicely. And they really do make a difference in how it looks for the world to see. This beautiful greenery. We'll put in some more beautiful of the purple and bluish colors because they blend and really make such a lovely showing in here. And they just poke them in, and the dirt, the soil itself really does hold it in very, very, very beautifully. And I just let them go in. And now we have our nice, beautiful base of color. Next, I'm going to put in the red flower here and just let it sit there. If I can get it to not hang up on the others. And it just gives a really pretty look. And some more red. Actually, I'm going to put this one overhanging out towards the street so you'll see it from the street. And then we'll put one right over here. And then I have just a couple of kind of loose ones that, you know, if I nestle them just right, the wind really kind of does leave them. I'm putting them in right now just to show you how the colors. I do need to go find maybe a little bit more that isn't going to be needing to be nestled in. But as you can see, it makes for a very pretty pot of flowers, and from the street it really will look much more realistic. So I don't know if you can see very well. I'll bring it close up in a little bit to see how it actually just, from your distance, it looks like I have planted some geraniums and some just beautiful purple and flowers with lots of greenery. And it looks realistic. It even fools the bees. Unfortunately, I'm not feeding the bees by doing the artificial flowers, but I'm saving a lot of money. And when I have planted the real flowers in the past, I kill them right away because I don't get them watered right. It gets too hot, too cold. I overwater, don't water enough. I just don't have that kind of green thumb. So for me, I love the artificial flowers. Here in Colorado, we tend to be on the drier side. Lately, we've been raining more than usual, but as a whole, we're usually dry and on the drier side. So they don't get a lot of humidity, moisture. Today, it's rather humid, but go figure. But it looks beautiful. Next, down right here, and you can almost see a hint of flowers, you know, down at the bottom down here. I have some pots, big garden pots that I have lined up along the front of my patio here. And I'm going to show you what I have done with that next. All right, I'm showing you, I have pots here. I've already planted all of these, and I thought I would show the one in the middle to show you what I have done. And we're going to start out with, now I've done some of the greenery already just to save time a little bit. But I'm going to start out with this. I have no idea what this is called. Just a garden stake, all right? And they used to have them at Hobby Lobby, although this year I didn't see them. Maybe I just missed them. The little garden balls. I know you can get them on Amazon as well. They're inexpensive. And I simply just put them on and put them into place where I wanted them to go on this and made a really pretty topiary. As you can see, it's nice size. And what I'm going to do is just poke it right down in the middle, and it gives me a really very pretty topiary, inexpensive. It didn't cost tons of money. And again, these garden balls I have actually had for 5 or 6 years at least, and they have been outside. I put them away in the fall so they don't get weathered all winter, but that's what they will be like in all the season. Now they are a little more brittle now after this many years, and they do crumble a lot easier. So, I mean, there's your give or take, but I think they still look really good. And then the next, we're gonna do the same concept as we did in the little planter I have up there, but I have a little bit different flowers. Again, some geraniums, and these are, again, I think that 5 or 6 years old also. Had them in my last house actually, and I do put them away in the winter like I said, but you can see that they are fading. So I probably next year, oh, excuse me, next year I really probably should get some new ones. But I think they're still good enough for this year. And I'm just gonna simply put one kind of like right off to the side here and one off to the side here, just for some real pop of color. I'm gonna cut my head off again a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. There they are. Then I have some more flowers. Now these I did get this year. I think I showed them in a haul. I got them from Walmart. They were on clearance for $2.50 each. And these I just think are absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just throwing them in like that. Isn't that just look so pretty? And I guess I should have done it in the same order as I did before. Here is a bunch of greenery. And I'm just gonna nestle them in wherever I think that I need some greenery to really pop. And I've made sure that I have things hanging down as well, because that looks very realistic like that. And then I have a couple of more of the purples. And like I said, this year, all of these are, I did not really buy very many new flowers, except for these pink ones. And I'm just nestling this in the midst to kind of break up all of those flowers, just to kind of give it a little more touch of color. I'll put this one out here for a little bit more color there. Then I have another taller one here that I don't want it to be taking over, but I think it might be kind of interesting to have a little spot of color just kind of sticking straight up. I don't know. It's simple. It's just basically a flower arrangement in a pot, trying to make it look like they're growing in a realistic way. And I think it looks pretty good. The flowers pop and they bring you a sense of joy when you see this kind of flowers. Now I'm going to take you off and I'm going to show you what I've actually done here close up. All right, you have to pardon the wind. It's really all of a sudden gotten windy here. But here is one pot I have right by my front door. And I still have those same topiaries. I don't have any more of those garden spikes that I was showing you. So I just used a tree branch, as straight a one I could find, and stuck it down in the soil and put it in with the flowers. And I think it looks really beautiful. Now this one, I actually have a live plant growing in here. It's actually potatoes. I'm growing some potatoes. On St. Patrick's Day, I put potatoes in this just as an experiment to see if I can get it to grow. Well, they're exploding and looking beautiful. So what I ended up doing was just adding some of the beautiful flowers in and around it to give it that pop of planted color. The fake flowers still look pretty real with the real ones. I am very proud of how that one looks, because it looks so real. And then of course here's the one that I just did, and I showed you how I did it. It's got the hanging down. That's what I try to do. And I just stuck the flowers in it. And again, that beautiful little topiary. I wish I could get more of whatever these are called. I have no idea. I would like to do that instead of the sticks. So when I find more of those at some point, I will change what I have done over to that, because I like it better. And next to it, the dirt soil is down a little bit lower than the others. And I don't have any more dirt to put in it. So everything looks a little more squattier. But again, I've got hanging flowers. Some stuff come from the Dollar Tree, Walmart, from Hobby Lobby, things like that. Find realistic looking flowers and just use them. And then in this corner here, I have another of the topiary in a stick, and I think it looks pretty nice. This is how we have put the front of our garden here, of our front porch. And I think that looks really quite pretty. It's very summery, lots of flowers, and I don't know, it makes my heart happy when I see all of that. All right, I'm showing you this over here. We just have a beautiful little metal, okay, we'll try that again, concrete block. And I just put a simple, beautiful pot with some more artificial flowers in. Now, the background isn't so nice. We were beginning to pull weeds and get rid of some of this mess. And, well, with me and my appendicitis, I just can't do what I was doing. So it's kind of been put on hold for now. And Tony's working most every day, all day long, leaves early in the morning. And so it just hasn't really been happening. But I at least wanted to show you how we've got a start over here. We have some real flowers in more pots. Just, you know, getting things started so that we can start having this really very pretty look in our yard. And right here, I also have another pot in the center of my yard. I have trees, which we're gonna have to get rid of some trees because this tree is dying, and that tree actually right there already did die, and we just got kind of overgrowth. A lot of work, but I have a little bench out here to sit under the trees and some more of the artificial flowers in a beautiful pot, and I think it makes for a very beautiful showing in the yard. Then out here also, straight across from where we were, I have another pot, and I put artificial flowers in it, but I see some, I don't know what kind of flowers or weeds is growing in here. I do believe they are a weed, but they look like the cousin to the nepetas I love. So I don't know. But anyway, it brings in some more natural greenery in with the artificial, and I think it really just looks pretty. I may have to really come in here and truly get rid of those weeds if they're what I think they are. They're going to get way too big. But for right now, it adds greenery and looks realistic and very pretty. And I think the yard is looking quite lovely for this time of year. I put that little child's chair right there because I had my tripod sitting on it. But there is the front of my house with the flowers that I have put out here. Very spring summer-like. I think it looks inviting and happy. Well, I hope this video helped you to figure out how to use artificial flowers and showing you how, even though they're a few years old, they still really work. As long as you take care of them, put them away in the fall, and bring them out in the spring, summer. I mean, the summer does bleach them. And some of them actually did stay out here all winter because I had so much going on, and they did survive the winter as well. But if you will take them in, put them in a bag, put them away until spring, you will find you can get 2 or 3, maybe even more years out of some of these artificial flowers. The better the quality, the longer they'll last. But it's a simple process. Use dirt. It's thick enough, heavy enough to hold them. I've had some pretty good windstorms blowing, and they don't blow out. Unless it's a hurricane or a tornado or something, you know. But I mean, just your normal, pretty strong winds. But I'm also a little more protected right here. My garage is right there. And so there's a half a wall right there that helps block some of the wind. But it has worked very well. And I really, I don't know, for me, my thumbs are not green. They work for me, and I enjoy them. I can sit out here and just enjoy a beautiful floral look. And unless you tell people like I'm telling you, most people probably don't know that I have artificial flowers sitting out here. So I just hope you guys will find it entertaining. Now, if you have the green thumbs and you can really keep your plants alive, there's nothing like a real flower. I so agree. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous. But this, for the rest of us that just aren't very good at it, here you go. This is the way to do it. And it's kind of fun. You go out here, plant it, you're done. You don't have to do anything, really. No watering needed, except unless you put it with real flowers or real plants. But that's also, if you have some real plants, but their greenery's good, but they're not really producing flowers, stick some fake ones in it. It'll help just bring it back, at least until it starts flowering again for you. Just thoughts. Anyway, guys, I hope this is useful for you and that you really liked it. And if you do, please give me the thumbs up. Green thumbs up, okay? Anyway, give me your thumbs up. Subscribe. The algorithm really needs all of that so that they'll know that people do want to see me. So please, help my channel out by subscribing, give me a thumbs up, and hey, give me a comment. I love to read your comments, and I answer as quickly, or at least as soon as I can, as much as I can. I don't right now get a ton of comments, so I can usually get back to you within a few days. But if I don't get back to you, know I've read it at least, and that I am so appreciative of everything that you all do. You are great. I love you all. I've been doing YouTube for over 10 years now, and I do it because I love doing this. And I'm hoping I'm bringing content to all of you that you would like. Now, update on my appendicitis. Well, I am doing better. It's been 3 weeks since I've had my surgery, a little over 3 weeks now. And I'm doing pretty good. I'm still on some pretty strict restrictions of not lifting things and not overdoing anything. But just a little bit of showing you how I've done these flowers. I'm okay with doing that. I tire quickly still, but I always have. I have fibromyalgia, and so this has triggered that and has brought that on a little heavier for me. I ache a little bit more and I'm tired a lot more. But as the day goes by, and I try to keep myself doing things that I'm allowed, like walking and activities, to at least keep myself from being too lazy and really getting so I can't do anything. So, but other than that, I am really not in a ton of pain. I've got, twinges here and there in the belly, the stitches area, but I'm doing very nicely. And for that, I'm thanking the Lord that we were able to get this taken care of before it became a very serious issue for me. And I'm on the mend, and here in about 3 weeks, I'll probably be pretty much back to myself, I hope and pray. So anyway, thanks guys so much for watching. Y'all take care, and God bless, and happy gardening, happy decorating, happy life. You get out of life what you put into it. So remember, your joy comes from within through Jesus Christ our Lord. Y'all take care now, and God bless. Love y'all, and you take care. Bye for now.